You have to do a montage of all the times I've said I quit on the podcast.
Yeah, I was actually going to do like a counter at the bottom. So Adrian's quit counter.
But it'll be so funny because each one will be a joke from you, but then me saying I quit. So it'll actually be pretty entertaining instead of just me saying I quit every time.
G'day, this is the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast, your go-to for all things Wrexham AFC. Join us as we chat about the highs and lows of our favourite footy club. She'll be right, mate. G'day, Beard Brethren, Sheilas, fuckheads, and just all-round legends. We are back, baby, for another week. Your boy Rousey here.
Boy.
Adrian, mate, welcome back. We are doing good. We are strong. We are optimistic, and we're hard as fuck.
Oh, mate, that's just like put that in your Tinder bio. That's the way that'll sell it. No, honestly, mate, it was a phenomenal week for football for us, and you said it last week, and it delivered. We needed to get on the front foot, and we got on the front foot, and I'm fucking keen to get into it.
We got a lot to talk about this week, especially with our
much.
views on a few things. So keep listening if you are interested in Wrexham Football Club and want to hear two fucking daft Aussies just chat shit about Wrexham. So
Love it. Emphasis on the daft.
Stuck into some housekeeping that we do every week. So if you're new to us, if you're just joining us or just watching this channel, or maybe you've been watching for quite some time now, you will know that every single week we shout out our lovely fuckhead army. We call them our fuckheads. It's a little Patreon program. Links will be in description down below. We don't just take your money and run. We give back. That's right. We give back. We're not here to send you it all broke. What we do is we give you access to a fans-only Discord. We give you shout-outs on the podcast every single week. You get discounted merch off our merch store, www.twobeards.com/shop if you're interested. And
Two Beards Media, that's for sure.
Ad-free access every single week to the podcast, which we try and release around about the same time, unless we have a double game week like this week was. So that is our fuckhead program. Links will be in the description down below. It costs you $5 a month on the minimum tier, but
that it does.
Our lovely sensual Adrian, the man with the red beard, the firebrand, he's got some shout outs to do with his sexy voice. Let's go, Adrian, mate. Let's give us our shout outs.
Here we go.
Who are our fuckheads?
Our fuckheads, mate. There are a few of them, but we start always with our executive producers. So we have different tiers. So we have the $10 tier above the $5 regular fuckhead one called Fuckheads Plus. Then we have the $20, which is called our Fuckheads Ultra. And the best part about it all is the extra bits and pieces you get. For example, that Fuckheads Plus, you get the executive producer credit. But when you get into that $20 tier, you get a 6 months rolling piece of merch. And we have a couple people about to be lined up for that, but I'll get into that in just a moment. In the meantime, massive shout out to our beautiful, beautiful babies. Not recently, Brian, Welsh Techie, Anthony, Sarah. There are executive producers. You, keep us afloat, but you also really help us get us our asses to Wrexham, because that's the goal. Well, and it is the goal. We are going. This just helps us get there.
Who's our executive producers?
Not PC, Bryant, Welsh Techie, Anthony, and Sarah.
Oh, shit, we're going to be broke.
Yeah. Real broke. But that's the whole point. You give a bit more, we give you a lot more, because we don't want it to be a thing of, we're just taking the money or something like that. We want it to be that it's helping us pay for the tickets to get there.
It's called giving a reach around.
Fuck me dead. Anyways, we move on and we go to the rest of our fuckheads. who are backbone of this group is Aaron, Will, Chris W, John, Anthony R, Deandra, Mark, Drew, Neb, Ryan, Jake, Vincent, Benjamin, Rousey, me, and also Ryan from Me, the Wife and Wrexham, if you didn't know. That's right. That's right. We have people from other pods who I mentioned Welsh Techie before. Oh, he's another pod member, one of our favorites as well for the Eat More Chips.
We were supposed to have Josh from Local Pundit join as well, but he never does.
You can't guilt people into joining a fucking program.
No, we love Josh from the Local Pundit. I just wish he was a fuckhead.
Have you seen like, you know how like, what is it? Is it that song with Dido where Slim Shady like writes a fucking note?
My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why. Got out of bed at all.
That one, yeah.
Morning
that is
rain
you.
clouds up my window, and I can't feel it all.
You know what? I don't think I should ever do music again because that is the pinnacle right there. But also, that is you to Josh from the Local Pundit because you're writing letters being like, "Hey, you haven't wrote back yet. Like you haven't joined the fuckheads yet. You know, I'm starting to think that this isn't real. Like that is very much a Rousey move right there. So, Josh, if you're out there, blink twice if you need saving in the next one. All right, just really obviously do it, please, so that I know what to do. Anywho, we got some football, right?
We got some football to talk about because we are a Wrexham podcast. We support everything Wrexham AFC.
Ooh,
we are the best Wrexham AFC channel on the internet.
There it is. Don't say that. We are.
It's the stats don't lie.
Oh, you know what? I'm sick of causing any. We don't. I think we are nice. We're okay.
Yeah, we're all right.
We're all right. But there are the pinnacles. We're talking Fearless. We're talking Eat More Chips. We're talking Me, the Wife and Wrexham. We're talking fucking Local Pundit. We're talking Rob, Ryan, Red. We're talking the gang. They're all part of the family. Because what is it? In the club, we're all fam. Isn't that what the kids are saying now? Fucked if I know.
No, they would say skibbity riz. We're skibbity riz.
Fucking skibbity toilet or whatever the fuck. Hey, you know what? I'm not getting into that Gen Z bullshit. If you're Gen Z, fucking good luck to you. But Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, after this ad break, we will get into the first of our two games we're going to review. Actually, we'll review them back to back.
Ooh. Girl.
So we'll start off with Exeter, and then we will obviously finish off on the game that there was this.
What are we going to do
for us?
What are we going to do?
Huh?
We're going to finish off?
Air back, and I'm going to come all over your lips.
Jesus Christ. You know what? I'm trying to lean into the innuendos, be a bit more accepting of what we are, and then you just fist it from behind. It is too much.
Oh, dear. Right. Let's do it.
I quit.
After the break. Here we go. Ooh.
Gold, mate. Well done, Chief. That was fucking funny. Hold on, I'm opening another drink for that. I'm going to need a bit more for this. Oh, you had me at reach around.
All right. Let's go to the next section. So we'll start off obviously talking about Exeter, and then we'll finish off talking about Lincoln, and then
finish them off. That's it, mate.
All right, let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it. So now we've had that fun. We've got some games to talk about. And oh my gosh, we are looking good. I know last week we actually mentioned that we really, really need to hit our straps now, especially with this run in to Christmas. We should be looking to score maximum points, cause maximum damage, and hopefully try and close the ground to a shock horror in form, Wycombe Wanderers, which no one saw coming. But sure enough, they're on top of the ladder. We are number 2. But
We're
Exeter City
number two.
happened on the weekend, and
Yes.
I got to say, when that first team sheet came out, I was tripping balls. I was legit tripping balls. I had edibles, right? I was,
Yeah, well, I mean, like that, like I
I,
didn't. You didn't even need to insert that. I think most of the people who've watched us before know at least that.
I know, but it wasn't because of the edibles that I was tripping balls, but it made it a whole lot worse because I saw the team sheet and I'm like, Mullins on the bench and they're playing Elliot Lee as a striker. What the fuck is going on? They're lining up as a 3-5-1-1. Like I don't understand this shit. This is not Parky. This is not what we're used to. We had
You,
Matt James making his debut. We had bloody um we had obviously the new midfield look and all that sort of stuff. And then I'm just like, this is just mental. Like we've never done a 3-5-1-1.
it
We might
was
have gone to a 4-4-2, but a 3-5-1-1. We've always played with two target men up front.
always, but I think that threw us off. You know, when you see it and you're like, they're not going with that. It's that bullshit thing that people do. They just write a team sheet up and they're like, yeah, we'll make our own formation as it kind of lines up. But lo and behold, 3-5-1-1 was what it came to be. And fuck me, obviously
I
Burton in goal.
literally, I thought when I saw that team sheet, right, I'm like, someone's been on the AI.
On the AI, yeah. They've just put ChatGPT in and they're like, make me a team for Wrexham that's fucking weird. But you know what? Weird is good. And I think that's why it's good. I'm just going to give you a little reminder if you didn't know or you don't remember, because we've obviously had another game to play in between. But Burton in goal, obviously, because Okonkwo is out with injury. Maxi Clareworth, you sexy bitch. Love you. O'Connell back in that little middle central back position. Then Brunt. And then we've got Barnett, Dobson, James, Rathbone, McLean, and then Lee, and then Palmer. Did it work, Rousey?
You fucking oath it did. Okay,
know what?
I want to start off
Do it.
Lewis Brunt.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm sorry, but Tom O'Connell's lost his spot in that area.
Ooh.
They're gonna have
That's
to
a huge call. That is a huge call because Tomagon is one of our most valuable players.
Did you see the pace he ran up the
Yeah,
field?
I'm not doubting what he
the
brought.
ball.
I'm not doubting it. It's just a hard decision for the coaching
He
staff.
took
That's
the
for sure.
ball to his feet and just ran up the field. Now, I remember listening to one of the other shows one time and they were saying, oh, Brunt needs to be more of a ball player. Well, fuck you. Because you just got fucking proved wrong. Oh my gosh. That dude can fucking play.
So much.
Just that one run he did up the field, split three defenders. I mean, Exeter City just didn't have an answer for what we were throwing at them. And I like to think that they probably weren't prepared for what we were going to throw at them. They were
Not
probably
a,
expecting a 5-3-2.
Bro, they've
So
they've watched tapes for the last 4 years, I'm sure, and they've gone, they fucking never. They don't know. And this is okay. And also, this is to the Wrexham fans, and it's from the new and the old, so we can't discriminate here. But for those Wrexham fans who are like, we don't have a plan B, Parky doesn't have a plan. Fuck off. Are you kidding me? He's come in, surprised everyone, and we're all a bit shocked. Brings it out. We win 3-0. Tell me how that Parky isn't brilliant. And Rob McElhenney tweeted out that after that game, in Parky we trust.
should have been 4-0. I might
Should have
add.
been. I
Should have been
agree.
4-0,
I agree.
which means my prediction would have been bang on.
I was like, I said to you, I wished for it. I said I wanted a big win. Rather, I guessed 1-0, but at the same time, I always say it. I'm thinking with the head, but my heart wants what Rouse is fucking putting out there, because that is a fucking statement. And you know what? To change it up like we did, introduce some new faces, mainly James, really, but some faces that, haven't been in the lineup. O'Connell has been in and out lately. Brunt, same thing. Clareworth been injured. I think that made Palmer pick up his game because Palmer was outstanding.
He's
Ollie
been
was
really good.
outstanding.
I think Palmer is a lot of people will say, "Oh, he's overrated," or he's hit his ceiling. Like we've heard it all this season with regards to
For
Palmer,
sure.
but I've never actually thought Palmer was that bad. Like one of his greatest attributes is that he can bring the ball to the ground. He can control it. He can bully defenders. He is always consistently good, but
Mm.
not specky, and he doesn't obviously put himself in front of the goals. And you hear him in interviews talking about it now that it's not just about the goals anymore. It's about what he can do for the team, and he does it week in, week out, effectively. And then now with this new setup that we've just done in the last two games, it's almost like it seems to suit him, and you know I'm just I'm was happy and surprised and a little bit chubbed to see that this new style of play, and it wasn't the hoofball that we're used to. We were playing right from the back, drawing their defenders out, drawing
Oh,
their midfield out because they're playing quite a high midfield,
I
and
want,
we were just passing it around them.
it was epic. It was fucking epic. Like they were, I don't know. I want to say it was Beardy. So shout out Beardy if you're listening, mate. But I don't know who it was, but someone posted, and I want to say it was Beardy. But anyways, someone posted a
He
video of,
doesn't listen to us.
nobody does,
He
David.
doesn't give a shit
He's
about
a good
us.
bloke, but he posted out a video of that, and he put in it Parky's hoofball or something like that, along the lines of that tweet. And in the video, it's just the way we went from fucking goalkeeper all the way to the goals with passing effectively, moving it around. And that just is a middle finger to not just the people within our own camp that have doubted this club, but fuck me, even just opposition fans who come up against us. We've had teams that we've fucking drilled, and they're just like, nah, Wrexham aren't all that. We just had a really shit day. No, Wrexham are the real deal. Understand that, but also we're not underestimating what's ahead as well. We know Birmingham still have two games in hand. If they win both of those, they're on top. Do you know what I mean? So all of a sudden, they're still the big one. Wickham Wanderers was another one that we didn't kind of see coming, and we really didn't think that we'd have. Not that we wouldn't have a challenge to second spot, but we thought we would be the mainstay. There are things in place that will stop us and be difficult. But to the rest of the competition that have doubted us, it's time to properly put us in the category of there's Birmingham, there's Wickham, there's us. We're in that contention now. Truly believe that from what was shown on the weekend. We'll talk about the other game where it wasn't as flattering, wasn't as specky, but mark my words, that was something different. And that was something that none of the league was expecting from us. Just
That's
put that out
right.
there.
That is right. And Elliot Lee should have scored that goal. That was not offside.
I knew it. I knew. I should have had a fucking timer that said he's going to bring that up. He's going to fucking bring it up.
Well, I was a little bit. My heart bled a little bit for him because he went off to the field when he got subbed off, and he looked pissed. He
Gutted.
looked fucking angry. I was
Gutted.
like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? Is there something going on behind the scenes?
No,
Have we got some drama?
it's just for fun. It's you when you're winning that well, you're playing that well, you're playing as well as we were in a different formation. You want to be on the pitch as long as possible. Doesn't matter if you're Elliot Lee or fucking Rathbone. It doesn't matter. You want to be on the pitches for as long as possible to experience this difference and how well it's paid off.
But that's the thing, that everybody on that team on the weekend obviously played as a team, but with the special shout outs to the new inclusions. So Matty James, ex Coventry boy.
Oh,
Oh
fuck
my
off.
gosh. What what a what a fucking shift he put in, I tell you.
He did. He was fucking brilliant.
He looks legit. Um,
This is legitness.
Rathbone obviously came in because Andy Cannon was on suspension for getting too many Pokemon cards. Um, and
I've never heard that saying before, and I'm fucking using that from now on. Like I've never heard that. That is incredible.
got too
Sorry.
many Pikachus.
Got too many Pikachu's. That's right. Oh, that is good. Okay, continue. Sorry. I'm just Rousey. I'm having an appreciation day for you, mate. That is some comedy fucking gold.
Jesus. Well, yeah, and then obviously, yeah, Rathbone was amazing, and
So good.
the way that all just seemed to work and gel together, obviously brought us into this next game against Lincoln City, which we are very tired from. We've been up in the early hours of the wee morning.
Maybe that's why I'm giving you compliments. I'm just fucking delusional.
But we did the same thing again. And why would you not? Why would, if you've got something that worked really well, why would you not go again? And I have a feeling that obviously Lincoln paid attention to what we did on the weekend and thought, well, they're going to structure up to cause us some problems. And I can't help but feel that they figured out if they shut down our wings, they're going to cause us problems. And they did. Look,
Yeah,
they did. It was, in my opinion, the game this morning was so tight and gritty that it could have gone either way. And it wasn't for the fact that we were playing shit. It was the fact that we were playing good, but we came up against a really good team that
better opposition.
knows how to slow the games down, that knows, how to not let us have our own way all the time. And we still played the same style and it still worked because obviously we won, but it was a bit touch and go there for a minute or two. A few chances we kind of let through. And obviously some very, very weird offside calls, which made no sense whatsoever.
Can I touch on that while you're on that? So
You can touch on anything. You wanna touch my ring?
I literally walk into these like it's not even planned. Anywho, look, something mentioned in the stats. You're right. It just seemed like a bit of a 50-50 split. Look, possession, weirdly, we won 56% possession. And I was like, oh, fuck, we're cooked here. We've got the possession. That means we're cooked. But you know what? It was a different style. They had more shots than us. They had 14. We had 11. But 3 of ours were on target. Only 1 of theirs were. Accurate passes. That is something I was really proud of with the way that this formation works. The passing, yes, we admit there is a bit of hoofball with the previous formation, but this formation doesn't really allow for that, if that makes sense. There's too many people in the middle to kind of allow it to go over their head. So the way that the passing moves up the ground was a lot better. And it was evident in the stats here. I mean, 393 accurate passes to 292. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that's, 101 more accurate passes. So quick maths there. Fouls committed, 10 for us, 13 to them, 4 offsides to us, 2 to them. Now that's the offside calls you were talking about. This is what got me. We've been notorious for our lack of defending in set pieces, in corners specifically. We only had 1. They had 6 corners. Can you believe we only had in that entire game 1 corner? That's 6.
Shocking. Really? 1 corner?
Yeah, crazy. But what for me out of that is the imbalance. Now, obviously, that's how it works. Like fucking, games can happen like that. They had 6. I'm proud of the way that that back half works, and this formation allows for a lot of what we were hoping for from players like Dobson. Remember how we talked about it and we harped on about it in the preseason that this man can drop back. But this formation allows for that when there is those set pieces, and deservedly got man of the match for that through FOTMob. But he was
dropping back a bit with Maddie, and then obviously providing a bit of an overload up the front at the same time as well. So he was running from end to end. I mean,
Mm,
Dobson's been incredible for us ever since he came into the side.
mm.
I can't think of one really bad performance that
No.
put in,
But
but
actually, my question to you then would be, with this new formation, do you think it suits him better? Because I think it does, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
my initial thoughts are that you, when you think that you know Parky, you don't know Parky because they had actually said in a previous interview they've been working on this formation for weeks. So what's to say they're not working on other formations in the meantime? You know, that will be very
Fucking
different. I mean,
10
this is
strikers is going to be sick.
10 strikers, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's fuck it. I tell you what, I just think that with the midfield that we have now, if we utilize their skills to what they're capable of, and I've heard a lot of people say that this side is a bang average side. It's just the fact that we're a team. Then when they're not a bang average side, they're a fucking good side, and it goes to show the fact that we are now second, and we're coming into obviously the January run. If we come into that second with a possible 50 points, like we only really realistically need to score another 30 odd points to get into playoff contentions. And at this stage it's looking fucking strong. That I
Dude,
think we will definitely be in playoffs, but I even think that we will still be second place by the time the season finishes.
it's funny because like I was really adamant. I'm like, man, we're really on this here. I don't see a second team really contending. Who's the standout? And obviously Wickham came out of the fucking woodwork and screwed that up for us. But at the end of the day, like I think we are really well placed. There is a saying that I love, and I feel like Wrexham takes both sides of this saying, which is, so what is it? A champion team will always beat a team of champions. So when people are like they're bang average, it's just because they play well as a team. Well, okay, but that'll beat a team of champions every time. But I'm starting to think, I mean, think about it. Individually, they're fucking champions. Like, think about it. Think about who we've got in this fucking side. James McLean, just another shout out to, I know it wasn't his goal technically, it counted as an own goal. But that is something that a lot of people are like, well, what does he bring? What could he do that, maybe Seb can't do in that same position, Mendy can't do in that
Well,
same
that's the
position?
thing. I see a lot of the Wrexham fan groups and stuff writing McLean off for championship and things like that when clearly he plays to his level. And I just think McLean this morning was the difference that we needed. You can literally see the efforts he puts in, and he drags that team up.
Yep.
And I'm just I can't speak enough of the guy. I know, that he has all these questionable shit around him, and me being an English-born kid as well, I kind of like, well, I can see it from both sides, but I support McLean. I love McLean. I think he's a fucking legend, and one of the best moves the club has ever made to this day is getting McLean into the squad.
100%.
Um,
Dude, I will
I know
never
we can
forget.
make a case for Paul Mullen, right? Because Paul Mullen scored over 100 goals
Yeah,
in whatnot,
champion of
but
the club, raise a statue for the guy. But McLean, I'll never forget the day we signed McLean. I remember being like, Rousey, this guy fucking played in the Euros. This guy is like fucking elite. Like, for me at the time, like thinking about it, I was like, we're a League Two club who just fucking signed James McLean. And everyone's like, oh, but he's old and he's this and he's that. Well, shit, man. He's the captain for a reason. I doubted it at a little bit. I was like, oh, this guy's a bit hard headed and, can get us in a lot of trouble with his mouth in terms of talking to the ref. Fuck me, he backs it up. And the way he inspires the boys around him really shows. So yeah, just this is the episode called the James McLean Fan Club because that is what it is, because this man is really well done. And look, everyone had their part to play. We're going to talk about how good we talked about how good he was in the other game, but Brunt again, just superb. Second to none, one of my favorites of this season. Dobson, I've talked about him already. McLean is just someone who, the minute he's doubted, he just fucking sticks it to him. And I love that. Fucking love it. And I know that that's what Paul Mullen's trying to do right now. I know he's trying to be the guy who can go, you know what? People are doubting that I can do this. Fuck you, I'll do it. And he will. We talked about it in a couple of weeks ago. He will do it. I'm pretty sure if we counted last year, I don't think he was even, in form at this point last year either. So
I know it took him a few games, obviously, to get going and get his feet under him. But at the moment, we're not reliant on that, and that's a good thing. And
can you imagine we had a fit Marriott? Can you imagine we had a fucking Jack Marriott who was in the form he was in with Palmer who's in the form he's in together?
Then where would you put Lee?
In this formation, yes, but I don't think the formation would have changed if that didn't happen. I think
that it is. They talk about strength in depth, right, with the team. And what we have is a really, really good strength and depth with our team. And we're only going to add to it in the January window with that $11.3 million that's coming into the club. But I got to say, it's a
lot of jelly beans.
It's a lot of weed.
How do you relate anything? It could be fucking, you know what? I'll be like, oh, I had a good day today. You know what also is good, Adrian? Fucking weed.
Sponsor Alfie Therapeutics.
My dog's name's Alfie, and he approves this message.
Oh shit! Well,
we have fun here. We have fun.
Let's get on to talk about some club stuff and news and all that after this. We've had some good games, and we will briefly preview the Barnsley game as well because I know that there's going to be no games this weekend, which means I will be at the strippers. Woo! Well, we got Barnsley coming up. When this is released, we're actually going to release this over the weekend or probably Friday night. I reckon this will come out just in time for the weekend to give all you Wrexham lovers, the lovers of the Red Dragon, some good quality viewing over the weekend to fill in your Wrexham needs, you could say. That's what we're here. We're just straight whores. We just here to pleasure you and
there it is.
Give you good listening.
There it is.
Material.
I was laughing at the fact that you didn't use anything with fill in, and then you just went, you know what? I missed something there. You know what? We're whores. Like
we are. We're just straight whores.
Holy fuck, bro.
Look, Barnsley weekend. Barnsley, good team. Another good team, but we're at
very
home
good
game. It's going to be another Tuesday night game or Wednesday morning for us.
Us Aussies call it Tuesday.
So on Tuesday, what are your predictions for Barnsley? What do we see happening here? I mean, they are one of the teams that are up there. So what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, look, I'll go into that just briefly here. They're sitting in sixth place currently, which is the last playoff spot at 27 points. They've got a goal difference of +4. They've won 7, drawn 6, lost 4. Comparison to us in second position, we've played 17, won 10, drawn 4, lost 3. Goal difference of 15, ladies and gentlemen. For people who are like, we have a striker problem, that's a pretty fucking good goal difference if you ask me. But I digress. Barnsley are a good side. Are a very good side. And before we even got into where we're in and the position we're in now, both Rousey and I had them as dangers for this year. So I hate being conservative with it because I was conservative with it on the weekend and looked like an idiot, but I love being wrong when that happens. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love being 3 goals. Fuck yeah. But I think Barnsley will have had enough time to analyze the 2 games. It's whether we stick to that same formation, which I think we will, because I think Parky's basically rewarding strikers who are in form. And currently, with Marriott out, Paul Mullen out of form, Palmer's the only one really putting in the time and the shift, and Elliot Lee, obviously being Elliot Lee, put him behind that. It works out really well. So I imagine we do the same. Whether we get a similar result to this morning, I don't think so. I think we will adjust as well. That's the first time we were challenged in this formation was this morning. So I'm going with 2-0 to Wrexham. I think we'll get a clean sheet. We'll be pretty well off and in a good spot.
2-0 for me too.
Oh, when the fuck do we agree?
2-0 to me too. I think it's at home. It's we got a full weekend off to recover.
Also, when's the last time we had this many home games in a row? What a nice feeling.
I love it. We need all the games played at the Kairos.
All the games, mate. We'd be the Invincibles.
Yeah. Well, this is what we were saying, going into January, we've got all these home games. We've got more home games than we do away. We need to be taking advantage of it and hopefully getting into January with 50 points on the table and then looking really, really, really good. You know who else was looking really good, Adrian?
Oh, here we go.
Barney.
Yeah, good. All right. I was like, he's like the strippers on the weekend. Anyway. Look, we discussed Barney 2 weeks ago, or no, last week and the week before, I believe, around the Rangers rumor, which was that he'd been offered from Rangers. And we said McLean, being a Celtic man, he loves the Glasgow Celtic.
You said that. I didn't say that.
Loves the Celtic, and he's gone and he's gone. Fuck, he's not. But here's the thing: because Celtic is an Irish-founded club in Scotland by Irish Catholics who had lived in Scotland. That's obviously how it got founded. That's my fun fact of the day. You mentioned the Coventry already, so that's my fun fact. McLean is not shy about it, and he tweeted about it, and I reckon that sold it, and Barney's re-signed with Wrexham, and I'm not going to say it was Barney's decision. It wasn't his agent's decision. It wasn't the Rangers. It wasn't Wrexham. It was fucking James McLean, and another reason to love the man because he went, fuck him, up the rah. Like, he's just gone, fuck this shit, and he's gone, you ain't leaving to go to that mob. If you do, you'll have something to answer for, and Barney obviously obliged. So good job, Ryan Barnett. Well done.
Yeah, there was just a big fuck you to all the clubs starting to circle and wanting to poach Wrexham's players because I tell you what, it was a pretty good feeling to see he signed on knowing.
Dude, I was nervous. I told you I hate Rangers fucking with a passion. But at the end of the day, I thought, fuck, this could actually happen. And if it did, it would break my heart in more ways than one. But
you are going to see this happen in January. You're going to see a lot of the big teams start to poach League One talents because League One, look, it doesn't happen much in League Two, if at all. You do get it occasionally that you'll see League Two teams being poached, but League One teams tend to get poached a little bit more.
Yeah, championship clubs who are struggling, who are trying to get off of that bottom relegation zone, people who are trying to fight for promotion even are going to be like, you know what? How can we get things done quickly and cheaply as well? Because not to say that League One's cheap in any regard. I'm just saying, obviously, compared to the salaries, there is a slight difference. Oh, can I ask you, there's obviously no real, I don't think other than Daddy, who's out of contract come January. Are you worried about anyone being eyed off? Because contracts mean nothing at the end of the day. If a big club comes along and offers the certain right amount of money, those contracts mean shackle.
Well, I think quite a few clubs will be maybe looking or having a sniff.
Any players that you've thought, fuck, I'm a bit nervy here? Not maybe not. Okay, I'll rephrase. I'm maybe not talking about the starting lineup here. I'm more talking about those people who maybe aren't getting the time that they might get at another club, and they've still got the talent. They're just not in the form run that they're in now. Now, I'm just saying here, I'm not saying Paul Mullen will get he won't leave. There's just no way. The contract's so long here. He'll die at this club. Like, it is that long. But there is like players like Mendy.
I think you will be seeing a lot of those fringe players moving on.
You're in
A lot
January,
of
or do you
those-
reckon at the end of season? Because
I think
January is
probably
such a weird
January.
window.
I think probably, well, you think we're going to be bringing in new people as well. So I think you guys like your Mendy's, your Anthony Fords,
Good
you know,
call.
all these guys that are on the
Billy
fringe that
Waters.
can't really get into the first or second team. They're going to be the ones that probably will go. But what you do have to watch out for is, like you said, your big championship clubs coming in wanting to bolster the squad, and they're quite happy to pay a couple million or a few million. And you know what? It might happen. They might try and come after Paul Mullen, but Paul Mullen has yet to prove himself in League One, in my brutally honest opinion. He is yet to prove himself. I know,
and you're not alone though,
I
mate. A
know
lot of
he had
people think this.
I know he had a back surgery. He missed out on the preseason. He missed out on the conditioning phase of the preseason as well. He missed out on the whole lot. So it's going to take him time. But the question is, he's been in there now. He's looked okay. He just hasn't put the ball in the back of the net. Whereas Ollie Palmer's been able to put the ball in the back of the net. Elliot Lee's been able to put the ball in the back of the net. Hal Max Cleworth has been able to put the ball
Maxie!
in
I
the
love
back
that
of the
boy.
net.
I can love him.
And here is our Paul Mullen, our talisman, not really doing that. And it sucks. It fucking sucks. And it hurts to say, because I've loved Paul Mullen for so long, and it's just not falling for him. And you know, if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. You know, and you know, Marriott had a slow start, but then he came in and he looked really, really threatening, and then he started bagging away goals. James McLean scored a few now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it's just, you know, all these people are scoring goals, but our striker, our key striker.
but and here's the thing, this is another take, and I know, I mean, look, you're not alone either. Like, and I agree to some extent as well, because you're right. He hasn't proven himself in League One. There is a big argument that I can't remember which opposition fucking supporter basically made the mention that, like, well, when he was going to prove himself, he left. He went back down the leagues and to play easier football. And I think that's a bit harsh. He went for family stability, which is, you know, worth more than football. As much as I love Wrexham and the football club as a whole, like, if there was a better situation for his family to be in, then, you know, you would give him your blessing. But my real thing that I want to kind of really harp on about is Paul Mullen is quite publicised as the face of Wrexham. He is. And he might not be in form right now, but you ask any Joe Blow off the street who maybe doesn't follow maybe Wrexham that closely, but they go, name a Wrexham player. Oh, Paul Mullen. They'll watch the doco. They've seen his book. They've seen him, you know, being, you know, I think, remember when he was doing the fucking FA Cup?
Oh yeah, look,
you know,
great
special
guy, and he's
comments.
done so much for the club.
But that's my point, is he's under a spotlight. Players like Ollie Palmer, a lot of people written him off, not only supporters, but I'm sure clubs have too. Clubs have gone, don't need to mark him. We need to worry about an Elliot Lee. We need to worry about, you know, Dobson in the middle here. We need to worry about these guys. Ollie's too old. He's too big. He won't do it. Well, what's he doing? He's fucking proving them wrong. Paul Mullen, on the other hand, it's like, regardless of what form he's in, every club that comes up against him does not want to be the club that sees him get on the tear. They don't want to be the club who's like, we have had Paul Mullen who's been not performing for 2 months and comes out and scores 2 against us, scores a brace. They don't want that. So they're going to shut that shit down real quick. And you've also got that strikers mentality that the more and more you're not getting what you want, the harder it is to get it there, because you've got that mental pressure.
It's gone to proof in the pudding is that Mullen's not starting now.
Yeah.
He could be starting, but he's not. And obviously, Parky's seen something there and he's trying to obviously motivate him, by holding him out of the team. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel so dirty saying it because he is our Paul Mullen, but, super Paul Mullen, but he just, when you've got, more people in the team scoring goals and you're not out there scoring goals, I mean, that's got to be playing on his head. And I really feel for him, but, I'm still hopeful it'll come good.
Nah, he will.
At the end of the day, I'm hopeful he'll come good and he'll start scoring goals. But we keep saying this week in, week out. He's just got to score one. Well, he's scored one, but there's still nothing.
Yeah.
So he's scored plenty, like in the past. Last year when he scored one, the floodgates started open. Well, this year he did actually score one, and he hasn't scored in the last God knows how long. But then you could say the thing about Palmer. Palmer hadn't scored in 12 games, and then all of a sudden he's now scored back-to-back consecutive games. He's put something in the net. So look, it swings and roundabouts, I guess. I want him to come good. I want him to do well.
He will, mate. And this is the one thing, we had this same conversation, but I think it was the role reversal. I was the one being like, fuck, I don't think he's going to do it. And then he did. He came out and he did it. And I know that everyone's like, but it's League One. It's different. It's different. I just think when someone doesn't have that preseason under the belt, these games are his preseason right now. These games that he's playing, that he's even coming off the bench, these are his preseason. These are his runs. Yes, there is that striker's mental pressure. I mean, how many times have we said it week in, week out, where he misses a goal and he's slapping his thighs, he's swearing at himself, he's blaming other people because he's upset. But at the end of the day,
he is looking more relaxed on the field now, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, when you see Parky changing a formation that he's kept since the dawn of fucking time, and you're not a part of that, that's an eye-opener. Being left on the bench when you've got, there's still the same 2 up front, you're getting game time. But when you only got one striker up the front and you every other year would have been that one striker and you're not, gotta hurt. It would have hurt more when Marriott was performing, and he would have thought, as awful as it sounds, he wouldn't have thought it, but in the back of his head, he would have been like, as much as it sucks that Marriott's injured, this is my chance. And Palmer's taken it and fucking run with it. That's where Paul's gone, fuck, I had the opportunity, I let it slip, and now I'm behind the 8 ball, and I need to be really getting good at this time of the season. So, look, January rolls around. Someone made a fucking reference. Who was it? I want to say might have been our mate from the local pundit, Paddy, but someone said we're one injury away from having a striker problem. But I think this formation proves that's not an issue anymore. This formation shows you only need the one up there.
So used to the 3-5-2.
Yeah.
And to now have a 3-5-1-1 is just like, what the fuck? It's
unheard of, mate. Unheard of.
It's a new Parky formation. Another news, sort of sponsors, the old Bristol Street Brothel Motors trophy that we keep going on about is no longer the Bristol Street Brothel Motors. So
what has been renamed? Didn't they just fucking rename that thing? Holy fuck.
They just renamed it to the Virtue Trophy. Like,
look, we're already not taking
a joke now.
Do it.
How do we make a joke out of virtue when we had Bristol Street Motors, the Bristol Street with the brothel, all that sort of stuff. That was such a long running joke at the Two Beards Wrexham podcast. And now we can't. We got to come up with some fucking virtue bullshit.
You know what? You know what, Rouse? I'm sick of the virtue signaling from this league, from this fucking trophy, this fucking bullshit, because it is virtue signaling at its best. It's become all politics. It's some woke nonsense, and I'm done with it, mate. We call it the Bristol Brothel Motors Trophy, and that's it. It's final. It's done. Okay?
Yeah.
Also, why is it the Bristol Brothel Motors? Like, do you reckon they're just like, also, we replace mufflers as well as your mufflers? Like, I don't know. What do you do with that?
Oh, mobile whorehouse.
You're onto something, Chief.
Yes, a mobile brothel. Oi.
Like a fucking caravan?
Yeah, just like a caravan that goes around places and like dudes can come in and pay for an hour and then just coming to a car park.
Baby, do you reckon the fucking trophy, because we've already shat on the trophy because we think it's a farce, the fact that they're playing under 21 Premier League clubs, but I digress. Do you reckon they just heard this pod and they were like, we're sick of being called a brothel?
Probably.
I'm done.
Probably. I mean, I'm been racking my brain all day to try and think about how the fuck are we going to come up with a joke for virtue.
Just virtue signaling, mate. It's woke nonsense.
Signaling. Yeah. I don't know. I actually thought it might have been Virtu at the start because it's just VERTU. So I thought it might be Virtu, but it's Virtue. Obviously, the parent club that owns Bristol Street Brothel and Bristol Street Motors.
In your story, in this backstory that we've built from the start of this season, are you telling me that this trophy is owned? The guy who owned the Bristol Street Motors also owns the Bristol Street Brothel?
Possibly, yes.
What a man!
What a man! What a man!
What a man!
Good old Jeff Bezos.
That is some extras with your Prime subscription, that's for sure. Jeff Bezos is involved. Not only do you get free delivery on Amazon orders, but you also get a reach around. Like, I don't think that's going to be.
And the caravan coming to a car park near you.
No, mate, it's all about the drones.
The drones. Drone delivery.
Oh, sweet shit. We are. Like, again, I say we're off the rails, but we can never.
I wonder if you were to order a dildo off Amazon.
There it is. There it fucking is.
And you opt for drone delivery. Like, would it just fly the dildo, or would the dildo be in a box?
I feel like it would be in a box because I don't think they're trying to fly it for insertion. I feel like they're trying to do it for a delivery.
Just imagine if they didn't box it.
You know what, mate? You know what? You're right.
If I was working at the Amazon warehouse and I was loading up the drones,
we know you listen.
I would purposely not put that shit in a box. I'll be like, fly dildo. And you just, a horde of flying dildos going over. That would just be fucking funny. I would piss myself laughing at that. Just some flying dildos.
Can we? Do you know what's so funny is that, like, I think about it week in, week out. We are a Wrexham Football Club podcast, and we're not endorsed by the club by any means, but we love the club.
We do.
Do you think that somehow in the dark web, one of our very own players, fringe player, starting lineup, has listened to this and gone, what the actual fuck is this? Because I question it when I listen to it, because I'll listen to it, I'm like, wow, that is some good football insight. And then I go, oh, flying dildos. Like, I just feel like they don't match.
Nah.
I mean, Elliot Lee did listen to us before the restraining order.
They probably do. I wouldn't be surprised. I think maybe, Dan Scar might even listen to us. Who knows? Shout out!
Just
you listen
that
to
one
us,
time. That one time he commented on our podcast. I cannot believe that. Still to this day,
highlight of my year,
highlight of my life,
highlight of your life, mate. I thought the highlight of your life was when bloody Ryan Reynolds followed you.
Mate, he followed me for my comedic
He
prowess.
follows you. He doesn't follow the podcast though.
Yeah, because he loves me more.
What a cunt.
No. You know, I always think about and like, you know, when it comes around, and I know you've already inquested. That sounds like we're getting investigated. When you inquired about, you know, hey, to the club, we'd love to get some people on, and we got a pretty, you know, positive response. Won't go into any details. Point is, every year they have the owners on at the end of season, and every podcast that's, you know, well known gets them on. Now, since that last time it happened, we've now become quite a quote unquote bigger YouTube follow. Doesn't mean shit. I know. I'm not trying to say we're bigger than anyone. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to get at is, do you think we're in contention to have them on and you talk about flying dildos?
Absolutely.
Jesus H dick. I'm done. I am not looking forward. I am scared shitless of the lawsuit that will happen post. Holy fuck. But you know what? We have
this
fun.
image stuck in my head now of like opening the door of your front door and
Oh,
just
he's
seeing
still
this
going.
flying dildo just go.
It's not a lightsaber, mate. It's not like.
I feel like my life would be complete if that ever happened. Like
Why
I
is
think
that?
I would literally die a happy
No,
man. I'll be like, you
no,
know what?
no,
I saw
no.
everything in my life.
I told you.
I can.
I told you if Wrexham got to the championship, that was like I always said, like my goal for this pod. Like if we could go, we could keep doing it, and we were in the championship. Like that would be for me one of the highlights of my life. And I know for a lot of long-term Wrexham fans, that is also the goal as well. But for me, like I love that. And yours is a fucking delivery of a flying. You know what? I'm not even going to start questioning this shit anymore. This is the podcast. Welcome. If you've just joined in, shit's fucked. And I don't know where to go from here because we've talked football. We've had I reckon we had a really good deep talk about formations and everything. And it's just gone. Done. It's over.
Righto. Let's wrap up this podcast.
How is this not the wrap up? Jesus Christ.
No, we still got to do the wrap up. We've given our 2-0 prediction to Barnsley, and we've spoken about all the club news. And the $11.3 million that's being injected into the club, which I think is for a very good signing in January. We'll soon see. Keep an eye out for
That's right.
that.
See Rouse lining up in a formation near you.
So after this break, we will wrap things up nice and quickly for you all. Let's go. Woo! Okie dokie. Well, that is it for another week. Yeah. Wow. I think we've just about spoken about everything today, and it's all come out of my brain, and it's all gobbledygook. But
now it's all over the towel. That's what's happened. Like it's just
all over the towel,
all over the socks that are just crusty behind you. Anyways,
bit crusty.
Anyways, podcast. Fuck this podcast.
But no, hey, look, I think honestly, with just trying to bring it back around to the team real quick. I know there's been a lot of stuff this November with the weather and with the COP and everything that's all happening. It's all moving forward at a blistering pace. Do you find yourself noticing or looking at now we're in November. This time next year, we will be in Wrexham, and we will be doing our live shows from
the vault, mate. From the
vault, from Vault 33 in Wrexham. So we're doing a live show from there next year, but can't help but whenever I'm looking at Wrexham and looking at the footages that's come out, I'm looking at the weather. I'm thinking, shit's going to be cold.
I'm scared. I'm for sure scared, mate.
Yes.
You know what? Us
So
Australians
if you
aren't.
got any tips, if you are English or Welsh
Oh, you
or
said something.
Irish or no, I didn't say tits. I said tips. We want tips to keep warm because our soft old Aussie hearts so used to the heat and we want to know how to keep our balls warm. What is the best way to keep your balls warm in the UK? Would love to know.
Look, you look. My. Have we've already mentioned you're obviously English born, so you would have better way to put it. I'm born here in Australia, but mum's mum's Scottish and born and raised Scotland. And you'd think that with my pale complexion and my gingerness and no soul, that I'd be able to probably manage this cold. I'm fucking scared shitless because it dropped. So it was 37 yesterday, which is not that high considering, where Rousey lives on the sun. But I was like, fuck, it's hot. And today, walk out and I think it got to 22, which, in fucking the UK, that's like, you know, tops off. But like here, I had to put a jacket on. And I'm like thinking about it myself. I'm like, okay, minus degrees, snow. I'm going to be a big old pussy and I'm going to be scared, mate. I'm going to be.
I don't think you will
Yeah.
be seeing any mums walking around in active pants. Let's put it that way. The old
Isn't
active
that
wear.
isn't that so funny that like that is such a I don't know, maybe it is worldwide. Tell us, do people wear activewear as much as they do in Australia because of the fucking weather? Like, dude, honestly, anyone I see,
I
it's like I could tell you this. Every second person is in activewear in some kind. Could be their pants, could be the top, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's activewear. Fuck me.
See, I think you got to have a good pair of woolly gloves. You got to have a good beanie,
Yep.
and you get those little heat sachets that you
Yeah,
shake
little.
and they
What
heat
do they
up.
call them? Hotties.
Yeah, they're supposed to be glove warmers, right? But they're really good when you just down the front of the pants. Pop them down there. Keep the old boys warm.
Won't that cook? Won't that cook? The sauce. I don't know.
Make it nice and warm.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I doubt it would cook the sauce. They're designed to warm your gloves up, and then you put your hands in the gloves. But I've just come up with a theory that you can put them, shove them down the front of your pants, and just enjoy the warmth all day long.
I'd pop it under the beanie, I reckon, because it'd warm up my
It's
bald
not
head
like
enough.
if you're a surfer in Australia and to stay warm, you piss in your wetsuit. I kind of think you can't do that in the UK. If you piss your pants in the UK,
Rousey
yeah.
will be in Wales in fucking at the race course in his seat, and I encourage you. If you see us, I want you to ask, Rousey, you pissed yourself yet? That's what I want. That's all I'm asking is for you to say, have you done it yet? And I want Rousey to be like full confidence.
See, it's counterintuitive because it'll be warm for like a minute, and then obviously the air starts drying it all out, and then it gets cold.
It's
Really
counterintuitive.
cold.
What the fuck? Yeah, okay. All right, Jesus Christ. You know what though? I'm really excited about. I know it's a year away. I know it's a while away, but this 6 months has flown by when we even discussed this. So I'm excited for it. To be honest, I'm just excited to meet up with the friends that we've made along the way. Shout out to Me, the Wife from Wrexham, Welsh Techie, Eat More Chips Pod, Rob Ryan Red, Fearless and Devotion, the gang. And he also some of the fuckheads who have also said, let us know when you're going, because once those dates are cemented, they want to be there. And that for me is enough. Like, I cannot wait to see Wrexham. And everyone says lifelong dream. Obviously, I can't say that. We're only new. We know that, but I can tick that off the bucket list being at the race course. That's what I'm excited about. But I think what will live long in the memory is the amount of alcohol we will consume with the people, afterwards and pre as well. So, if you're coming down November next year from about the 5th, let us know, because we'd love to hang out and have a pint with you, because that's what I'm keen for.
Oh, keen. Well, I don't know if it'll be in that episode next week. We might do one after the Barnsley game. We'll have to
It
see.
is weird.
It's a very weird week because we don't have a game this weekend. So, we'll release this obviously closer to the weekend.
Yep.
And then you got all next week and Tuesday night. I mean, we might come back for a review. Yeah, why not? We'll come back for a review. This will be and our next episode will be a late week release again. So
Yeah, I mean,
we'll
I
just
think
do
it'll be
that.
worth it. I reckon it's going to be an epic battle between Barnsley and us. So I think it's a really good time to come back, discuss it. And it might not only be a short one. We might get a guest on. Who knows?
Get Welsh Techie on or someone.
Oh,
Oof.
I would love that man on here. That sounds fucking weird as shit. Didn't mean it like that. If you're listening, I didn't mean get on me, but.
We need.
All right, good night, everyone. Have a good night. Say again.
What now?
I was just saying good night. We've done it. We've cooked it.
Are you trying to exit before I've even done the exit?
Yep. Yep. Good night, everyone. I'm Adrian. That's Rousey. I'm Ginger. He's not. He's still got hair. I don't. And we're Two Beards Wrexham Podcast. And tune in next week when we get even weirder.
Like, comment, subscribe, share the shit out of the episode.
I hate doing that shit. I hate it. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Become a fuckhead. Patreon.
No.
Links are in the description down below. Get yourself some merch from twobeardsmedia.com/shop. Let us know who you are, where you're from. We'll probably give you a shout out next week. We'll see.
If you join as a fuckhead before next episode, there'll be a special surprise next week.
Ooh.
Putting it out there. Might be musical.
Okay.
May bring a guitar out.
Josh from the local pundit.
Stop fucking bullying people into subscribing.
Or Paddy Power. Get Paddy Power. He should become a fucking
right. Okay. We're not bullying and we're not targeting people. We're not fucking all of the ads on the internet that are just like, do you have erectile dysfunction? Have I got something for you? Because that is not who we are. You're smiling because it is who we are.
I'm smiling because you've just got soft cock on the brain.
It's always on the brain, mate. When we're talking about the cold, I'm real scared. Real scared, mate. Dear. How am I supposed to? Right. Anyways, it's not the point. Continue.
All right. Well, let's end it there, guys. We love ya. We'll see you on the next Two Beards Wrexham podcast. Bye. Woo!